That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, you guys? This is your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast, man. Obviously, we are on A2D, man. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about who's got a make or break year, you know, who's got the most to prove, who's got the most to lose in 2021. I feel like there's a lot of players that, you know, going into the season, we have a lot of players that are on that have their eagle ship on the line. Is that a word? I'm gonna use that as a word. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, it's a make or break year for them. First name that comes to my mind is like a Jalen Hurts, but it goes deeper than that. I mean, if you look at somebody like a Miles Sanders, how secure is his future as an Eagle? You look at somebody like even a Dallas Goedert, how secure is his future as a Eagle? We look at people that we've had on here on this team for a while. You look at people like Avonte Maddox. Is he going to stay here past this year? You look at people like Darius Slay. Is he going to stay here past this year? Fletcher Cox. There's so many names on this team that I feel like this season means more to them just, you know, than a win or loss. You know what I'm saying? More than just a win or loss in that column. This isn't about just going to the playoffs. This isn't about being a Super Bowl team for a lot of these guys. This is about proving that you still got some juice. You look at Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan, you know, look, I think that he's still got a lot in him. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, if he goes out there and he, you know, doesn't do anything, that's going to affect his career, right? That's going to hurt somebody that is probably looking for another contract somewhere else, even if it's a 1-year deal or something. So there's so many players that I feel like this season means so much for them. So I'm going to kind of go over the guys that I think, you know what I'm saying, at least will the most important ones for me, at least the battles I want to see won. But before we get into that, be sure I got to make sure I shout out Body Check Wellness. It's a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, and gummies. Use code A2D for your purchase at bodycheckwellness.com. So I'm going to go with the most obvious person first. I'm going to go with the guy to me that just, it is what it is. Like, I think we all can agree with this. So if you don't, you know, it's the main poll question. If you don't agree, let me know. But I think Jalen Hurts is an obvious guy. I think this year, whether it's fair or whether it's not, you know, I feel like this dude, this is it for him. Like, if he does not go out there and perform well enough, and do I know what well enough is for Jalen Hurts, for Howie Roseman? Not necessarily, but if he doesn't go out there and perform well enough in Howie Roseman's eyes, in this coach's eyes, we have the assets to go ahead and move on from him. So we might see where he's average and we still move on from him. You know, I feel like he has to show that there's a ceiling there, or that he's, you know, just really good. That he has to show a lot this year. This is definitely a make or break year for Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, I feel like if in any other situation, he might have like a year or two to kind of get, you know, his feet wet, but I don't think he has that with us. So I think this is it for him. If he can't go out there and ball out, or at least, like I said, show that there's a high ceiling there, you know, we're probably going to use those assets and go get us a quarterback. It just is what it is. Another dude, and I'm going to stay on the offense, is Miles Sanders. I feel like Miles Sanders, you know, I love Miles Sanders. I'm a Penn State fan, so I got nothing but love for Miles Sanders. EA just sent me a email. I was hoping it was the beta. Everybody's talking junk about the Madden beta, but anyways, that's off topic. Miles Sanders is somebody I feel like we've been waiting for him to be used properly for so long. So, you know, for me, it's like at some point he's got to go out there and play up to his potential. And if he gets the touches that he deserves this year and doesn't play up to that potential, I can see him as somebody that we just don't re-sign. Like, I know that we don't invest a lot of money into the running back position, or at least we haven't since LaShawn McCoy has left. And he was gone mainly because of his contract. I know it was Chip Kelly, but that was his reasoning. He felt like that contract was a bit too much. It was exorbitant. He did go and give to his contracts to Ryan Matthews and DeMarco Murray, but I guess that's neither here nor there. But the fact remains that I feel like the NFL as a whole has kind of undervalued the running back position, whether it be the second contract, whether it be just, draft stock. So if Miles Sanders doesn't go out there and show that he's head and shoulders above everybody in that room, and, he's a top 10 type guy at the running back position, I could see us moving on from him. I don't see us like being too connected to him. So we'll see what happens with him. Miles Sanders is a guy, like I said, I love Miles Sanders, and I feel like if you give him the touches that he needs or that he deserves, I think he'll be fine. But it's definitely somebody to watch. I definitely don't feel like he's safe at the position that he's in right now, because we did go get Kerryon Johnson, which I'm not saying Kerryon Johnson is better or that he's, a top whatever running back, but he is a good running back when he's healthy. So he's going to go in there and he's going to fight for that position. You obviously have Boston Scott there. I don't see that as a threat to Miles Sanders, but you have another mouth to feed. You got somebody like Kenneth Gainwell, Jason Huntley. Shout out to Jason Huntley. You got a lot of guys in that running back room. So it's not just him. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. John says if we run the ball more, but still don't give us 20 to 25 touchdowns and 10 to 12 picks, 3,000 yards, QB rating of 100. If Miles doesn't perform, Gainwell will be starting. That's the thing. There's a lot of people there. And what's good, Philly Ace? What's good, Jock Talk? And what's good, Ralph? And what's good, Rob? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? But yeah, that's the thing. There's so many Miles. There's so many, and I'm not saying that none of these guys are better than Miles Sanders. Like I said, I think Miles Sanders is very good. I think Miles Sanders can be a top 10 running back, just because he's so versatile. Last year we didn't see his receiving yards. I don't know why we didn't really use him that well, and when we did use him, it was either a bad throw or just he dropped the ball. It is what it is. So everybody already talking that smoke about Brooklyn. So we'll see. I mean, I feel like Miles Sanders just needs the touches, but you have to be wary and you have to understand that if he gets the touches and still isn't great, why will we really give him that second contract? And I'm on the fence with that. I don't think we will. And we're gonna stay on the offense. I'm probably just gonna go through every player and tell you that why they're on the chopping block, because I feel like every player on this roster is on the chopping block. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody on this team has got to go out there and perform, because there's no connection to we're not married to any players outside of Jake Elliott. I guess Jake Elliott, he fleeced us. It is what it is. So as far as that goes, we are married to him in the sense, but. And then you look at the offensive line, man. I mean, the whole offensive line, realistically, it's time to put up or shut up. I feel like Jason Kelce is a stalwart. Jason Kelce, you know what you're going to get if he's healthy. So I'm happy about that. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad I'm not glad, but I'm sure this will probably be his last year. So you got to take advantage of it. You got to, whether you're teaching Nate Herbig, whether you're teaching Landon Dickerson, I don't know why I say Landon Collins, Landon Dickerson, whoever you're teaching to take over that center spot, teach them. You got to take this opportunity and you got to teach. I've been an advocate for saying that if Landon Dickerson can start anywhere on that line, you go ahead and do it. If it's left guard, if he's better than Isaac Seumalo, go ahead and start him at left guard. If he proves that he's better than Jordan Mailata at left tackle and better than Andre Dillard at left tackle, he's not been really training there. He's only really been training in the middle, as far as I've been told. So it is what it is. But still, I want to see talent play. I don't care how it shakes up this roster. We're in a very unique spot. We're in a spot that we can basically play the young player. I don't think that anybody in Philadelphia realistically is sitting here and saying we have to win 10, 12 games. I don't think that's realistically the expectation. I think we want to, don't get me wrong. And I feel like some of us believe that we can. And I'll talk about that later. Excuse me. And I'll talk about that later. I'm going to have little round table discussion with a couple of my guys, and we're going to talk about that. But I feel like there's a lot of people that feel like we can be great. I feel like we have the opportunity to be good this year. But realistically, I'm looking to see who's going to be the core of this team. We're back at that spot where we were getting Zach Ertz, where we were getting Lane, when we were getting Fletcher Cox. We're at that right now. I feel like, we have to see what these young guys are going to be. We have to see who's going to get these long-term contracts, who we believe in, and then we can build a team around that. So we can't get too attached to any player this year. That's the real thing. That's the reality of this situation, because if Lane Johnson gets beat out for his position, you got to accept that. It is what it is. You're paying him a lot of money, and we might not be that good this year. So you have to accept competition. It has to really be competition, because we have to get younger and we have to let the better player play. We can't just let the contracts play anymore. I understand letting, and I don't want to say contracts, but I understand letting the veteran play when you feel like you have a real chance at making a run, and if they're out there really helping your team win. But if you're getting almost the same production, there's got to be a point that you got to find that value, because Brandon Brooks is only going to lose value as the years go by. And I think he's still going to be a top tier right guard for us when he's healthy. Same thing with Lane Johnson. I think he's going to be a top tier tackle when he's healthy, but when he's healthy becomes more of an issue when you get older. So we can't get too attached to anybody. That's the thing. So I feel like it's a make or break it year for everybody. I feel like no person on this team is safe. There's not one player that I can really think of that I'm sitting here like, even if he doesn't do that well, we probably won't move on from him. Because, we'll just keep saying big names. If you think about a Fletcher Cox, if Fletcher Cox can Fletcher Cox become a casualty? And I say yes. I feel like if we're not that good and Fletcher Cox is still getting you a first round pick, maybe a second round pick, you got to listen to that. You have to listen to that as a franchise, because like I said, and I'm saying, if we're not good, if we're out there and we're, blowing teams out and we're playing great, I'm not saying shake everything up, but if you're not playing great, you look like you're going to win maybe 6 to 7, 8 games, you got to start looking at what these guys, value is. We really do, because look at Zach Ertz, and, Zach Ertz situation is a little bit weird, but I feel like holding on to him this long is just deflating his value. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could, end up getting traded for a first round pick in a couple hours. But I feel like people have been saying that Zach Ertz is going to get traded in a couple days for the past couple weeks. So I feel like he's just losing value as time goes. So we can't do that with the rest of the players. So if Fletcher Cox is out here, yeah, it's definitely a make it or break it year for Jalen. What's good, Frank? Yeah, I'm saying it's a make it or break it year for everybody. Everybody has to go out there and show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Because, brother, like, we can't get married to nobody. We contractually, we're really not married to anybody. A lot of these rookies are coming up on their, on their fourth year, I should say. And a lot of our good players didn't come in the first round. So, Miles Sanders doesn't have a fifth-year option. Dallas Goedert doesn't have a fifth-year option. So these are decisions we have to make this year. So, Dallas Goedert, I think, as long as nothing crazy happens, and even if something does, I feel like he'll be on this team. Like, I feel like as long as he plays well, you know what I'm saying? If he goes out there and he's absolute he has to really, really fall off a cliff for me to say there's no spot for Dallas Goedert. Because, if he gets hurt, you probably just get a cheaper contract, to be honest, But if he goes out there and balls, then I think we're down to pay him what we probably would have paid Zach Ertz, if maybe not a little bit more, because he's younger. So I feel comfortable with Dallas Goedert. Outside of him, Devontae Smith, obviously, outside of our rookies, obviously our rookie class ain't going nowhere. But like realistically, Greg Ward is somebody I feel like is real reliable, but I don't even really know if he has a spot on this roster this year. And I say that kind of gritting my teeth. I don't even want to say that. I feel bad saying that, because I know how reliable he's been for So that's the whole thing with me. It's like, I don't know. Y'all tell me, can you think of anybody that's really like safe on this roster? Because I'm having a real hard time doing it. I'm having a real hard time thinking of one player that's really safe on this roster next year. Because Darius Slay could go because he's getting like 20-something mil next year because we had to restructure. You know, like we've talked about this before on my channel. Fletcher Cox is making like 20-something mil this year and next year. It's, you know, a lot of these people are making money. A lot of these people are making a lot of money, and they're not getting any younger. And then especially when you look at Fletcher Cox, man, I mean, you get that Milton to blah, 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 whatever his name is late in the draft, and then you get Milton Williams. You know, that's two defensive tackles. You get Taron Jackson, who's a defensive tackle. You have Javon Hargrave, who's obviously a defensive tackle. That room is getting crowded, and it's getting young. It's getting crowded, and it's getting young. And then you have players that are versatile, like Ryan Kerrigan. He's not somebody I would necessarily see move inside that much, but, you know, you could put his hand in the dirt, and then you move somebody like Brandon Graham in. You move somebody in, you know, that can play both positions. And I'm sure Ryan Kerrigan, if you asked him to play D tackle on a pass rushing, you know, down, he'd be down to go do it, and he would probably do it well. So we have a lot of versatility at that position. So it's weird. It's weird. This could be a year that you just see everything blow up. Everybody changes up. Every team or every player, you know, is going to be out there fighting. Every player is going to be out there fighting. Because I was talking to Michael Jaquette. I was talking to Michael Jaquette on the channel. We interviewed Michael Jaquette. Definitely go check that out. That was a good talk. But, you know, just talking to him, and it was interesting to hear, because he's showing all this love. He's showing all this love to Darius Slay, to Avonte Maddox. He's showing all this love to people that he's competing with. And I asked him, like, what's that dynamic like, you know? And because he's learning so much from them. Because, you know, he gave a shout out to Darius Slay. He gave a shout out to Avonte Maddox. He gave a shout out to Rodney McLeod. And these are the veterans. So obviously these young guys are trying to, you know, get as much information, but it's at the same time, you're competing with these guys. Obviously not Rodney McLeod so much, but what's good, Infamous? He says, let's be real. Everything is we have to wait and see what this team will be like. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's really where we're at right now. Like, we got to figure out who this team is going to be, and we have to let competition win. That's the one thing I'm most nervous about this year, is that we're just gonna go out there and play the names. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna play production. We're gonna play the names, but we don't have any names, so that's the only thing. That's the only thing that kind of saves that theory, is that we really don't have anybody that I feel like is gonna go out there and stink it up. But my thing is, you have to make those tough calls too, because, like I said, if Lane Johnson gives you this, or if Nate Herbig, or if, you know, Jack Driscoll or Jordan Mailata or Landon Dickerson or one of these guys, they give you the same, if not more, than you get from somebody like a Lane Johnson, somebody like a Isaac Seumalo, somebody like a Brandon Brooks, somebody like whoever the heck is going to start on the left side. You got to make that tough call and get some value out of these vets. Like, I'm okay with not being great this year if we're moving forward. Like, imagine we get some more picks out of these vets, you know what I'm saying? More cap space out of these vets. And we find out, hey, we got a decent little core. You know, that would be nice to figure out. That would be very nice to figure out. Like, okay, we aren't the Eagles that we all are used to anymore, but we got a pretty darn good team. I'm cool with that. We know the players' potential is just know we have to see if the coaches can bring that talent out of them and see if they can come out and play. Facts. That's a fact. And we have to see what this coaching staff is, man. I love Doug Peterson after his first year. You know, he was fun to watch and everything, but man, you got to go out there and, you know, at the end of the day, you got to go out there and call the plays. We need a cornerback too bad. Yeah, I agree. We have some that can play. the slot, but not a true number 2. The only guy I really feel like has a shot to play the outside, well, I'll say 2. I'll say Zach McPherson and Michael Jaquette. I feel like those are the only two, and I say it because of size, and that's not, sizeism. I'm not hating on the other guys because they're small, but they're mad small. I mean, Josiah Scott's like 5'9". Vontae Maddox is like 5 foot, 7 or something like that. It is like they're good slot players, but we've seen them getting smoked on the outside, and Michael Jaquette at least offers you that size, speed combination. He seems to know where he messed up and what he needs to fix, so hopefully he fixes it. I mean, that's all we can really ask at this point. Nah, but not gonna lie, these Titans making me mad. Like, bruh, how are we gonna stop Julio, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry? Facts. We don't play them this year, do we? Oh, but you're a Colts fan. I forgot you're a Colts fan. Yeah, y'all gotta stop them. Sizeism, Joe. You just created a new word. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'll get canceled. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'll get canceled. But no, I mean, I like what these guys are saying. I like the energy that they have. I've never been this close to players, so I've obviously never interviewed them before. But as a fan, I feel like the energy is back to where it was when we were decent, when we were good, when we were putting a good product out on the field. I don't want much. I'm a simple man. I'm a very simple man. Just don't do what you did last year. That's all I asked for. I'm not asking for a lot. You know what I'm saying? If I could put a Super Bowl banner up, I'm cool with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't get it, but I know that that's a wild expectation. Just don't do what you did last year. Last year was just ugly as a fan, as a everything. I picked the worst year to start covering the Eagles, but it is what it is. Love the hat. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, this is my John. This is probably my favorite hat. What's good, Brian? What's good? But yeah, that's my thing, bro. I don't want to see too much. I just want to see you get better. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you continuously learn every week. Kind of like if I had to peg the team like a player, if I had to put a description on the team kind of like a player, I would say kind of like how Miles Sanders came up. Miles Sanders, his first couple weeks weren't. You saw talent. Don't get me wrong, but there was definitely a lot of mistakes he was making. But every week, I feel like he got better and he learned from his mistake from the previous week. I'm not asking you to win every game, but if we can learn something every game, I'm cool with that this year. I just need to see where we're going for the future. Because I get killed for this a lot, but even when Chip Kelly left, at least we knew we had a good team. At least we kind of knew what we had. We knew what the problem was. We kind of know what the problem is right now, and we put it on coaching. But at the same time, it's that same coaching won us a Super Bowl. So it's there's so much more to this, and I feel like there's good players. We just need to get the best out of everybody. So I'm hoping that we're going to be great. I asked Michael, I was like, do you think that this team is, or this coaching staff is going to be able to get the best out of you? He said, yeah. He said, I don't think so. I know they will. So I love the energy. I really do. And I feel like it's been very constant. I mean, we've interviewed Ryan Kerrigan to Michael Jaquette, to Jason Huntley, and they've all said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They all love the energy. They all love what these coaches bring. So how long is Jalen's leash? That's a good question. I don't think it's that long, and I think my question, I want to say not the better question, but my question is really what's the measuring stick? If I could ask, the coaching staff, what is your measuring stick for Jalen Hurts? How are you going to measure that he's good? Is it going to be just completely the eye test? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be just completely off wins, how the team reacts to him? Is it going to be a mixture of all of it? I'm sure that's what their answer would be, but I feel like it's unfair. He's put in a really tough situation. He's got to go out there and really ball out because we're in a situation that we can get somebody that's proven, whether it's all draft picks aren't proven, but whether we go and get a top, 2-3 quarterback, or we go get one of these quarterbacks that hate their situation, like an Aaron Rodgers or a Deshaun Watson or something like that. So that's the thing. He has an unfair, in my opinion, I feel like he has unfair. The bar's set to an unfair height for him. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel for him. But realistically, me personally, you got to give him this whole season, win or lose. You know, you got to see what he got through the whole season. And the scary part is, what if he gets hurt? That's the scariest part for me. And I'm not wishing that, knock on wood, but, I'm not wishing that on nobody, but that's probably the scariest thing to me, because if he gets hurt, especially, and you don't get to see anything, or he gets hurt like midway through the year and he's pretty good, but and you don't really still know what he is, like, that's the scariest thing about this season for me. It's not, winning or losing. That's not what I'm really obviously you always want to win, but that's not what concerns me the most. What concerns me the most is going through a full season and still not learning anything about this team. We can't afford to do that. We cannot afford to do that. We can afford to realize we have nobody on this team. That, like, we can afford to do that. We can afford to realize that we have great players on this team. But to have no idea what you have on this team, to be in this same situation next year, that's scary. That's scary. So we ain't winning no Super Bowl. The goal is to get to the Elite Eight after we win the NFC East, and then beat some warm weather or dome stadium team, a frigid in a wild card game, after which get blown. My thing is, I just want to see us get better, man. That's it. I want to see growth. I want to know who my core is going to be for the next 4 to 10 years. Hopefully, I think that's what everybody wants. You want 10-year players, but is Miles Sanders going to be that guy that's going to be an Eagle for the rest of his career? Is Dallas Goedert going to be that guy? Is Jordan Mailata? Is Andre Dillard going to prove himself? There's so many questions. Is Devontae Smith that real guy that's going to break this offense out? There's so many things that are variables. Like, what if Devontae Smith is great, but Jalen Hurts sucks? That's something we can realize. What if the opposite? That's something we can find out. What if Travis Fulgham is a GOAT and we just, didn't utilize him right? That's something we can realize. That there's so many variables, especially on that offense. I feel like the defense, you kind of know what you're getting, to be 100% honest. And I'm not trying to be, pessimistic when it comes to the defense, but it's like, the defense, you need a second corner probably. Hopefully one of these guys pan out, and I think that, they have talent, but I think it's going to take a little while. But you probably need a second cornerback. I like my safeties. I like my D-line. Linebackers a question mark-ish. I think it was last year, outside of Eric Wilson. I think he's a big upgrade. Do I think we're better than we were last year? I think it's close. I think this year and last year are very close, but I don't know if it's, I would dead give, the Eagles of this year defensively the easiest. I knew it was going to come. Now, first of all, the Nets going to win. I'll say that much. The Nets are definitely going to win. But second of all, bro, we ain't healthy. It is what it is. Like, if James Harden and Kyrie Irving can come back healthy next series, I don't really see anybody beating us. But, it is what it is, bro. Like, health is wealth, man, and we just ain't healthy right now. And those refs love Giannis. Like, they love Giannis. I don't know what it is. Like, Trae Young, he gets a lot of calls. I will say that. Trae Young also is one of those dudes that just gets mad calls. But, like, Trae Young at least, like, flops around and, like, does crazy thing with his body. Like, Giannis just literally runs into people, and then they call the foul. So, it's like annoying to watch, to be honest. And Kevin Durant gets literally 0 calls this series. And he usually does. He usually gets a lot of calls. Usually he's one of those guys that they call everything for him. But, the NBA got to get their 7 games in, so it is what it is. I ain't mad at it. I hope we win tonight. I'm going live with Tone DeShields. I'm going live with Tone DeShields and Lord Brunson tonight. So we'll be talking about, everything. I'm sure they'll bring it up. But we're going at 7:30. The game starts at 8:30, 8:45. So we'll probably go for like an hour or something. That should be fun. Y'all traded. Realistically, I don't feel like our future is really that far gone. Like, we gave up a lot of picks. I understand that. But we didn't have a lot of picks when we built the team we have right now. And if you look at our team, bro, if we end up trading Joe Harris, if we end up trading Spencer Dinwiddie, there's players on this roster that can get us first-round picks, realistically. Like it might not be a top, a lottery pick, but we can get in the first round. And we've hit on some of our first and second round picks. So I'm not too worried about that. I like Sean Marks. Steve Nash is, he was a great player. He was a great player, but man, as a coach, he is killing me right now, bro. That man does not call a play for his life. Like I've never seen, like they literally just tell Kevin Durant to go run around and hope somebody gets him. Like, but we'll see. I mean, I hope we win, but if we lose, it is what it is. I'll be upset, but I don't care as much for basketball as I do for football. You know what I'm saying? It's nice when we're good, but it is what it is. Like, it sucks when you like it sucks. I ain't gonna cap, but I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. Yeah, but either way, we'll get back to football. Yeah, now you got me on a tangent about the Brooklyn Nets. Now I'm thinking about the game. I did this live to try and not think about the game. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Infamous. I appreciate that. But yeah, so some other, so I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, getting rid of Fletcher Cox. And I've been hearing a lot of people just throwing names out. He said, my fault. You got, but people just throwing names out. So if we're talking about trades, I could see Fletcher Cox being a name. And like I said, if we're not good, if we end up being way better than I'm expecting, then, and I don't think we're going to be terrible. I won't say that we're going to be like terrible. I think we'll win between 6 to 9 games. That's where my heart lies right now. But we can win more than that. If we mess around and grab, steal a game or two, I'm going to pull up this schedule. And I'm going to tell you, because I did this the other day. All right, so agree this year. He has to show he's the guy. If not, they will trade for. Yeah, it's facts. That's facts, Dylan. So I'm gonna go through this schedule, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel 6 to 9. So I think we'll beat the Falcons. I think we'll beat So I think we'll beat the Falcons. I think we'll beat the Raiders. I think we'll beat the Lions. I think we'll beat the Chargers, the Broncos, the Jets. I think we'll split with Washington. I think we'll split with the Cowboys. And then I say we probably either split with the Giants or we sweep the Giants. So that's 9. That's 9 to 10 right there. What's good, Peter? Yeah, this is a make or break for everybody, man. This definitely is a make or break for Jalen. Man, and I feel like it's unfair. I feel like that's almost a better question. Do you feel like it's unfair how, we're probably looking at Jalen Hurts? Because what other quarterback that you draft, has to go out there first full year and be that guy? Usually you get a little bit of time. Facts, Infamous. We have, and our schedule is not that hard. The only games that really scare me, like real talk, because I think we could beat the 49ers possibly, but the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, we got to play them both in 11 days of each other, like within 11 days. We have 3 games in 11 days. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nick Mullins will provide intel to beat the 49ers. I like that. It's totally unfair to say make or break. I mean, but what would you call it? Because that's where he is right now. I mean, everybody on this team is. Because who are you married to? We're not really married to anybody. I mean, Jalen Hurts can still be on this team and we can still get a quarterback. That's something that can happen. You know what I mean? Like, he's still on his rookie deal. You're going to the Chiefs game? That would be dope. That's dope. That's in Philly? Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to that one. I know I'm going to the Falcons game, the Broncos game, and I'll probably go to I want to go to the Cowboys game. I'm trying to go to the Cowboys game, but I wanted to go to the one in Dallas, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that right after Atlanta. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know, but I definitely want to go to the Dallas one. I'm going to the Bucks game in Philly. Oh, that's dope. I mean, maybe we pull those. If we pull one of those off, like you want to know how I'll get real unrealistic as a fan. This is when you'll know I'll start getting unrealistic. If we go beat the Falcons, we beat the 49ers, we beat the Cowboys. All right, we can lose to the Chiefs. If we lose to the Chiefs, whatever. If we beat either the Chiefs or the Buccaneers, I'm getting unrealistic. I'm getting real unrealistic. Because, I mean, bruh, that's probably our hardest 2 games. Because the Saints aren't what the Saints used to be. Outside of our division, those are our 2 toughest games. The Panthers might be good with Sam Darnold. Everybody seems to like him, but I feel like that's what you're supposed to say. Who's coming out of college that we're head over heels for? I don't know. I mean, as far as quarterback, I know only of like 2 people. I know old boy from UNC, and then there's one other dude from USC that's pretty decent. There's a couple. I can't remember their names. I know Sam Howell's one of them. He's from UNC. Isn't Tua's little brother coming out? There's another dude. I can't remember his name, but I mean, there's a couple quarterbacks out there. I'm not saying that I want to get, go get a quarterback. I'm just saying. Shout out, Joe, if you're in Philly, I can ask my uncle to get you to come with us in business. Oh, yeah, I forgot you said, yeah, we're going to talk. We definitely going to talk. We definitely going to talk, bro. Because, yeah, I'm definitely going to be out there for a couple of games. Me and Philly take with RB. Me and RB been talking about doing some special stuff like for game time and stuff. So, yeah, we definitely going to be out there. This season's going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that rocks with me, that just, comes and shows, because there ain't much news. So we just talking. We just BSing. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody that doesn't know my channel, come on over to Philly the podcast. We do a bunch of interviews. I just did an interview with Michael Jaquette. I've done interviews of Ryan Kerrigan, of Jason Huntley, of Aaron Sippus, our punter. Most of y'all didn't even know we had a punter. But yeah, so come on over, come hang out. I can see us beating the Bucs, to be honest, because the best way to beat Tom Brady is pressure him all night, and we have the D-line for that. That's truth. That's the truth. Yeah, and that's the thing. If we win one of those, or if we get out of the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if we get out the first 6 games over 500, I'm probably getting unrealistic, because we'll be 4-2, right? If we're 4-2 after the first 6 games, who's really beating us? I mean, the Chargers might be good, but we're beating the Raiders. I don't care where it's at. We're beating the Lions. We're beating the Broncos. We probably beat the Saints. Like, we just got to be decent within our division. I think we can pull out a couple wins. Now, whether my uncle says I can't do nothing. Hey, I feel you on that. Tell him I'll get him a cheesesteak. I'll definitely get him a cheesesteak. All beers on me. I heard the quarterback from Oklahoma. There's a couple guys. Yeah, Oklahoma. I have to look into it. I was looking into it a couple months ago when the actual draft was going, just because I wanted to be petty and be like, oh, who are we going to get a quarterback for? If we, there's not many. There's not many quarterbacks next year that I feel like are top 5 talent, but there's always those Zach Wilsons of the bunch, that just seem to run up boards. Yeah, that'll never happen. I have like a Carson Wentz jersey. I have 2 Carson Wentz jerseys, and I have a Carson Wentz like jersey T-shirt. I don't know what to do with them. I want to give them away. This lady working at this McDonald's taking these poor family to death. Got 15 minutes now. Just thought y'all should. That's what's up. They say he a beast. I'm impressed with the film. I got to look more into it. I don't really like talking about players I haven't really looked into. Like I said, I looked into them just to be petty and be like, none of these guys are top 10, talent outside of the 2 that I said. But, I mean, maybe there's a guy that they love. But my thing is, we're not going to continuously get second-round quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like, if we go get a quarterback next year, it's going to be a top-tier guy. Like, that's what they're going to do because we have the assets. I'm kind of surprised we didn't do it this year, if I'm being 100% honest. low key, the box seats be fun and all, but in the box, every game low key is dead because there's a window that opens, but sitting with the crowd is a lot more game environment. Nah, I feel you. Yeah, that's why you gotta, me personally, as long as I'm in the stadium, I really don't care. Like, there's people that be like, "Oh, I gotta get the best seats." I don't. Me personally, I'm not spending $300-$400 on some seats. I'll probably spend $300-$400 on some beers, like throughout the weekend while I'm out there. But I'm not spending no $400 just so I can see the players closer. So I'm good on that. But we're working on some stuff for the season that is gonna be really cool for everybody. So hopefully everything goes according to plan. But I like to see quarterbacks who ball against top 10 defenses. I agree. I feel like everything is in front of Jalen. So in that sense, you can't ask for more as a competitor. As a competitor, you can't ask for more than just a shot, right? That's all you can ask for. When you're coming out of college, there's thousands upon thousands of kids that I'm sure would be dying to be in Jalen Hurts' spot right now. So when you bring it to that level, it is what it is. If life isn't fair. But when you bring it to I feel bad for the kid because this is going to be tough. There's going to be you're going to be compared to Carson. You're going to be, they're going to be so many things that are, our fan base is rough. Our fan base is rough. So it's going to be tough for him, but I think he has a mentality to, really hone it. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be fine. And he has a whole bunch of one-liners, so hopefully those bring him somewhere because my man has a saying for everything. I'm telling you, t-shirt business is booming. I would not spend no 25, 30K for no box seats, neither my uncle, so thank God they free. Yeah, facts. I think they only that much because you get free food, VIP parking at 16 seats. Yeah, my homeboy does he's a chef out there, so me and him been talking. I'm trying to see what he can, if he can hook your boy up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Hook a boy up. But yeah, so we're going to be out there for these games. Like I said, I'm really trying to get out to as many games as possible and really cover stuff for y'all and really get close to these guys because we've made some connections. So, I'm hoping some people see my face and they're like, "Oh, I remember that guy. I remember Philly Fresco." But we'll see. We'll see. If we out there, buy me a beer or something. That's all I ask. Oh, you already know. Yeah, I might head out there for the preseason games, to be honest, because my birthday is in August. My birthday is August 14th. So I might go out there for the first preseason game. I've been thinking about that. But Philly's a good 20 hours from me. So if I go out there, and I'm probably driving, I don't like being places without my car. So you know what I'm saying? But either way, let's take this last 15 minutes. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do you think that this is a make or break year for Jalen? And is it fair that it's a make or break year for Jalen Hurts? Because we can lean on both sides of the fence. Me personally, it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I feel like he is put in a position that maybe it is unfair, but it is life. And like I said earlier, I feel like a lot of people would love to be in his position, and I feel like he knows that. So if it's unfair, it is what it is. I think he's going to thrive off of it. I think that he'll go out there and prove us wrong. I think, well, not us, because I believe in the kid, but I think he'll go out there and prove a lot of people wrong. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. But like I said, be sure to come on over to Philly the podcast. Come hang out with us. Tonight, we're going to be doing a live with my guy, Lord Brunson, with my guy, Tone DeShields, and Brandon's coming on. So, definitely come through, hang out. We'll be kicking it, courtside. No, I don't know why I said that, but go Brooklyn. I know this is a Sixers, fan base, so I just wanted to say that. Go Brooklyn. Good luck to y'all. Y'all gonna need it, but it's all about Brooklyn, baby. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace.